CEO Live Talks.
I am Dr. Swanee Jett, and I have a passion for public health for over 30 years. Now, I'm in a position to affect change, and these are the critical conversations about health in our community with the people who can help me make those changes. This Jim Green Classic is such a great classic to sponsor. First of all, it provides recognition to Park Duval, but also, we do a lot to give back to the community, and Jim Green's a legend. So in order to be able to follow our mission, which is give back to the community, but also making sure that we're mentoring the next generation, Park Duval continues to do his part. Mr. Overhill, tell me a little bit about this Jim Green Golf Classic.
Oh, wow. About 15 years ago, we, the Brothers of Omega, wanted to rebrand our golf tournament. We had been doing smaller golf tournaments, but we had never stepped it up to try to do it at a country club. So the idea was, how do we choose the one brother in the fraternity that has some great name recognition?
Right.
So that got to be Jim Green.
That's the easy one. That's the easy one.
Yeah. After all, who in the city can say that they were the world's best at any one time? Maybe Muhammad Ali could have said that. We have some basketball players, but Jim Green can say, I was the world's fastest human at that one time in 68, 69, 70, 71. So we said we would rebrand the golf tournament and name it after Jim Green, our star athlete. And that's been really the success of this tournament, because Jim is a salesman. He retired as a salesman. He's a salesman right now.
He's a salesman.
So he sells this golf tournament.
He goes get money.
Yeah, you'll see today. The folks that come out, and the folks love him.
Right.
So we've been able to use Jim's name for the success of this golf tournament for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Now, talk a little bit about how much money you're trying to raise and where's the money going?
Okay. Well, we have our annual scholarship program, and you already know the mental quality. We started mental quality, a mentoring program for young males. We started it 30 years ago, and it's still going today. So a lot of the proceeds, really the majority of the proceeds, are going toward the mental quality program. The other remaining money goes toward scholarships. We named a scholarship for Jim Green, Jim and Eva Green. That was a first. So we've been doing that scholarship for the past 14 years. We hope to endow that scholarship in Jim's name to make sure we can keep it going to protect his legacy. So it's mental quality and our scholarship programs is where the funds go.
And how many schools is the mental quality in now?
Wow. We started out in one school in 1996. We now can safely say we're in about 60 schools.
Wow.
We started out with high schools. Now we work with 4th grade all the way up through 12th grade.
Okay.
And we keep up with the young men. And some of our members now, as you know, are now, they were mental quality members when they were in school.
That's correct.
Now, they're Brothers of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. So we're very proud of that.
And I know the mentoring program, it actually goes into the schools. It teaches you about life skills. It helps you, it tutors you as well for some of your courses. But also you have a forum every year. Right. Talk a little bit about the forum that's at U of L.
Okay. We started the Mental Quality Lifestyle Choices Forum maybe in the latter part of the first year of mental quality. And the idea then is that we were only in 1 or 2 schools, but we wanted to quickly reach out and reach as many young men as we could. So the idea was to have a forum and invite young men from all the high schools in. So we started that again in 1996, 97. And so last year was our 28th forum. We're coming up on the 29th forum. And that forum at U of L partners with us, JCPS partners with us. And JCPS allows us to bring about 1,200 young men over to the U of L. And we have them in a conference, just like the conference you and I would go to every day. They come in, we have a plenary speaker. They go into 2 workshops. They come back for lunch. Then we have a luncheon speaker, and we want the young men just to hear from us, hear from us as Omega men, so they know what we've been through. And you've been there plenty of times. We want you to talk about your career. How did you get to be Dr. Swanee Jett? Because you never know, they may be sitting out in their audience. And that's really the overall objective. And then that name, Lifestyle Choices Forum, that was on purpose.
Right.
Tell those young brothers to what you do right now is a predictor of your success in the future.
Good afternoon. Welcome to CEO Live Talks. I'm your host, Dr. Swanee Jett, and today I have the pleasure of having Mr. Jim Green. Welcome to the set, sir.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your show. I think that we have a lot in common.
We do.
You
We
know,
do.
oh yeah, friendship is essential to the soul.
Yes, it is.
Goes way back to 1911.
Goes way back.
And way back to 1911, and I'm just so pleased that you are having me as your guest today.
Well, I'm pleased that you curated this golf class, right?
Well, it came as an event that Alvin and I kind of talked about.
Okay.
We sat around and kind of talked about it, but we never brought it to fruition until we met a gentleman one morning at a hotel, and he says, what are you guys doing? And I said, we trying to put together a golf scramble.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, come by my office and I'll give you your first sponsorship. I go by his office and he gives us the first sponsorship, and here we are today.
Wow.
The makers of we're going into our 14th year.
Wow.
What a blessing.
I know it is a
God
blessing.
is good.
So, you know, a lot of people don't know that you're a legend, which they should, right? But let's talk a little bit about your upbringing.
Well, my upbringing was, as I said it before, I'm from a little small town called Emilus, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
12 miles from Shelbyville, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And great people. My parents didn't have a lot of money, of course, you know, and it's one of those things that money wasn't the great facet, but we had a lot of love in the family.
Right.
And that was the main thing is how a kid grows up, you know. Went to a all-black elementary school.
Okay.
Never played any sports with white kids until about the 8th grade, when I graduated from the 8th grade and went to the integrated to high school, because they knew back then they couldn't win without us.
Right.
So that's where things kind of took off for
Right.
us.
Right.
Know? Yeah.
So, what did your father and mother do?
My dad was sort of like a sharecropper.
Okay.
And my mom worked in houses for people, cleaning houses and stuff like that. You know, it's just sort of like back in the days. Our folks didn't have the same, you know, type of education that we have today.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Some of them did good if they graduated from high school or even the 8th grade. You know,
Right.
and that made it tough for them to get employment.
So, what lessons? Because you know nowadays you don't hear too much, you know, two-parent household. How did that influence you?
Well, my dad was a pretty strict person. You know,
Okay.
I'll give you a little caveat. You know, when I was growing up, we couldn't go swimming in the swimming pool with the white kids.
Okay.
So we had to go swimming in a pond.
Right.
And my dad told me, don't you ever go swimming in that pond. If you do, you're going to suffer the consequences. Of course, you know me, I went swimming in the pond.
Right.
And so I heard somebody coming through this cornfield, and I could hear the silks on the corn breezing at my dad.
Right.
And I think I got the worst whooping that day I've got in my life. And he was strict. And my mom was the same way. And that was good for me because it gave me the quality that I needed to grow up, and it told me they really loved me, they really cared about me.
Right.
And
Right.
not only me, but my 2 sisters also.
Okay.
You know.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
So you're the rotten child.
I was the bad child.
Right. It's always the middle one, right? The younger one
Yeah.
is usually spoiled.
Yeah.
The middle one usually is forgotten about. They get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
You know. So you go to high school, and I'm sure at that time it was the first time it was integrated, and you're there. You know, explain that feeling.
Well, it was the feeling that, you know, we all knew that some of the white kids didn't like us, but that was fine,
Right.
you know. But we all grew together to be one big cohesive group.
Right.
And I will tell you, I played football with athletes and basketball with athletes, especially some of my white athletes. I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.
Right.
Some of the greatest friends that I've had friendships with all my life.
Right.
You know.
What about the uglies? Because I know some people.
The uglies, you know, it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
And our coach always told us to worry about the uglies because the uglies can't play nothing.
Right.
And the uglies always gonna have something to say.
Right.
The uglies can always sit on the sideline.
Right.
We didn't care about the uglies.
We didn't care about
We
them.
didn't care about the uglies. Yeah.
So, what sport was your favorite?
I would probably say track and field.
Okay.
I was pretty good in high school. I scored 10 touchdowns in one high school football game.
Okay.
I was pretty good in basketball, and I was pretty good in baseball, but track and field was my love. I never ran on a track in high school.
Okay.
I ran, you've been to Emirates,
Mm-hmm.
and you see where the train came through Emirates.
That's correct.
They took up the cross towers in Emirates. I trained on it probably the 20-mile straightaway of cinders and rocks and glass.
Wow.
Never trained on an oval track until I came to Louisville.
Right.
Never ran on an oval track until I came to Louisville.
Right.
And just came to Louisville and beat a lot of kids in track and field. And that's where my career started.
Okay.
You know.
So you set a lot of state records in the 1 and the 2,
Well,
70.
Well, I set the state record in the 1, the 2, the 440. I was probably a better quarter miler than I was a sprinter.
Oh, wow.
In high school, I ran 47.5.
Okay.
You know, and that record still stands. I ran 100 in high school. I ran 9.6, and 220 I ran 21.7.
Okay.
And then I went to the state meet. I went to state meet my freshman year, my sophomore year, my junior year, my senior year.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Park Duval. My name is Desmond Pritchard. I'm your Chief HR Officer here at Park Duval. I'm located normally 9 times out of 10 at the Wilson location. I'm beyond honored to support our community, to work with our community. There's a lot ahead of us. We have a lot we're ready to do, we're willing to do, and we can't wait to have you on board, to have you doing it with us.
At Park Duval Community Health Centers, we go beyond medicine, breaking barriers to care across Louisville, Taylorsville, and Eminence, Kentucky. From primary care and dental to behavioral health and pharmacy support, we serve thousands, many facing financial hardship. With 7 locations and a bilingual staff, we welcome everyone because PDCHC, your health is our mission. We are Park Duval for everybody, everywhere.
I know you had a lot of offers, but what prompted you to go to UK?
Well, that's funny.
You know, that's a battle because we're in Louisville, so.
Yeah. It was a situation that was tough. My teammate named Larry Roberts, and of course Larry's an Omega man also. And Larry and I was going to do a pact to go to Mary State University to play football. And here comes this guy by the name of Press Whalen from the University of Kentucky, and who's the track coach. And he says, would like for you to come to UK. And I'm going, well, people said, well, you don't want to go to that big white racist institution. That's a very, very racist school.
Yeah.
And I kind of sat down and talked to my mom. I said, you know, somebody's got to break that glass ceiling. And I said, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a shot. So I went to UK my freshman year. I won the national championship in my freshman year in Detroit Cobo Hall in front of 1 million people. I beat my good friend O.J. Simpson, and it just took off. You know? And UK has been very good to me, and I've been very good to UK, I think. You know, but my thing is I had 150 offers to go to school anywhere I wanted to in the country.
Oh, I bet you did.
And wind up at UK, and I really thought about going to University of Southern California.
Okay.
And then changed my mind and said, you know what, I'm going to give my expertise to the Commonwealth of Kentucky because we got so many kids leaving Kentucky, going to other schools, and it has paid off for me tremendously.
Well, everybody wanted to go to USC back then.
Oh, that was Speed City.
That's right.
You know, you had all those guys. You had OJ, you had Warren Edmondson, you had Lance Babb, my good friends, a hurler.
Right.
And then you had the guys down at San Diego State, and down to down to John Carlos and Tommy and all those guys. Then I said, no, I want to be different.
Right.
You know, I want to be a little bit different.
Right. So at one point you was the fastest human alive.
Well, you know, Dr. Jett, it took a lot of work.
Oh, of course.
And
but I think you just rolled out of bed and became the fastest.
It did. I mean, I was one of those athletes that I want to be the best. And the way you be the best, you train. If it's rain, sleet, snow, and hell. To give you the caveat, I never trained on an indoor track. We trained in a tobacco warehouse at UK.
Oh, wow.
A tobacco warehouse.
Wow.
But it didn't deter us from running world record times, you know.
Right.
And I keep saying if I had the technology and the track that these kids have today, we could run some fantastic times.
Oh, of course.
You know.
Of course. So, talk to me about you had an opportunity to go to the Olympics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about what happened.
Well, I
Because
think.
I know what happened with John Carlos and
Yeah. Well,
all those
I
guys.
think what happened is in the Olympic trial. I got hurt in the Olympic trials. Had run one of the fastest times in the world in track and field, and that was due to my stupidity. Because I didn't do the normal things that I generally do in warming up and stuff like that, and I pulled a hamstring. But I feel like it's God has something better for me to do. So I can't go back and expound on that and say, oh, I wish I made the Olympic team, blah blah blah. No, God's been good to me. I look at a lot of my guys who are on the Olympic team. I think that I have done much better than they have in life.
I sure would have liked for you to make it to the Olympics though,
Well, you know,
and set a world record.
well, I would have too, but the thing is, it just wasn't there, and I don't cry with spilled milk.
Right. So you tried one time. Did you ever think about doing it again?
Well, I went back the second time, got hurt again,
Wow.
two times in a row, you know, but I look at it like this: there were some great guys that I ran with. I'll give you an example. I've heard of Haywood Field, Eugene, Oregon. Dr. Delano Merriweather and Lennox Miller, all three of us ran 9 seconds flat for 100 yards.
Wow.
Only guy that made the Olympic team was Lennox Miller, because Lennox was on the Jamaican Olympic team.
Okay.
Dr. Merriweather didn't make it. I didn't make it. It's just one of those fluke things.
Yeah.
You get hurt, you get hurt. But
Yeah.
you can't go back and say, I wish this, I wish that. You move on. God's got something better for you to do.
Right. So you move on. What now? Your college career done. Did you think about running after that, or you just?
Well, I went on the pro circuit for 5 years.
Okay.
We had professional track for 5 years. We traveled all over the world.
Okay.
I mean,
It
Germany.
was just starting then.
Just starting then.
It was just starting.
Just starting then. Didn't make a lot of money.
Right.
We had a good time.
We had a good time though.
And I tell you what, some of the best friendships in the world. I mean, every month there's probably about 100 guys that I ran with. We're on a Zoom call, and we're talking about old times.
Right.
You know, they be smoking cigars and telling lies. We have a great time, man. We do.
But I'm assuming at that time, because you're talking about the '60s, and you were treated better overseas than you were in the
Well,
United States.
you think about the movement.
Right.
See, these young kids don't know about the movement.
Right.
I came through the movement at UK,
Right.
where I stepped on campus the first day, and you know what I was called?
Yep.
The N-word.
Yep.
I had people spit at me.
Right.
I had people talk about my mother, my father, you know. I had people, death threats, call me in the room. You know, you don't belong here. We're going to hang you, blah, blah, blah. But my coach told me, before I went to UK, he told me, there's going to be some tough days.
Right.
And there's some tough days. You just have to persevere.
Right.
And you have to think about these $1 million basketball players now that went to UK.
Right.
They don't know nothing about the Jim Greens, the Wilbur Hackett's, the Houston Hogs, the Greg Pages, and the Nate Northern.
And they don't realize you set the path for them to be able to go
Well, not only me,
and
but
make millions.
yeah, but not only me, but Wilbur did, and Houston did. And the thing is that Nate left and went to Western. Greg got killed in a freak football accident, at UK, but it left the rest of us, and somebody had to open those doors up.
Right.
And we opened those doors up, and we helped integrate the SEC.
Right.
And it was tough because I remember running the SEC. I'd have white guys call me all kind of names. They would try to spike me, of course, spit on me, talk about me. But I'm going like this. I don't care what you say about me. He who gets to the finish line, all I got to do look, turn around, look back at you, and it breaks your heart.
Right.
And I told this one white kid at Mississippi State, you know what? I'm going to give you the first 40 yards. The last 60 belongs to me, and I'm going to own you. And I did for 4 years.
Wow.
I didn't play around for 4 years. But the thing is like this, you never brag, you never boast, you just go out there and do your thing.
But did you ever have spite?
No? Did I get spiked?
No. Did you ever have spite against the people?
No. You know, you don't have spite against your competition. You know, I mean, why have hatred?
Right.
The hatred you want to have with them is just beating at the finish line.
At some point, though, did somebody that did something to you or said something come back and apologize?
Well, yeah, I'm telling you a funny situation. I had a track coach by the name of Pat Etcheberry from Chile. Couldn't speak much English. And Etcheberry used to play games and tricks on me. This kid named Al Coffey went to LSU. Al was a good sprinter. And Etcheberry put an article in the newspaper that Al Coffey said he's going to just beat the hell out of Jim Green at the Kentucky Relays, all right? I really got ticked off at Al Coffey. And I went to Al Coffey and said, you know, if you got something to say about me, you tell me to my face.
Right.
All right? And after the 100 yards was over, I beat Al. And Al came to me and says, Jim, I never said that about you. Then come the time, Etcheberry put it in the newspaper, my assistant track coach.
Right.
Because Etcheberry fired me up. So Etcheberry fired me up to get mad at Al so I could beat Al. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you a real funny story. I was sitting at home one night, and the conclave just happened 2 years ago. All right? And I'm sitting there, and my phone rang. And a guy played in the NFL by the name of Mel Gray. You ever heard of him? Mel called me and says, there's 2 guys looking for you. And I'm going, who's looking for me? I ain't bothering nobody.
Right.
And he says, Mike Goodrich and Herb Washington. Goody went to IU, Herb went to Michigan State. All right? Come to find out, they're both frat brothers.
Oh, wow.
Hadn't seen them, I bet you, in 20 years. Get on the phone, and Herb says, you know what? I just hated you. I hated you. I said, what do you mean? I beat Herb in Detroit. Herb from Detroit. I beat Herb in Detroit every year in the national championship. He said, I can never beat you behind, man. And I'm going, wait a minute, man. Come on, we frat now. And we got a big laugh at it.
He still held on to
He still held that grudge against me, man. 20 years, man. 20-some years, he held that grudge against me. I said, Herb, I can't help it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You just went fast enough.
I wasn't going to be second.
Right. So you finish up track. So what next? What did you decide to do?
Well, I went to work for a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
Novartis Pharmaceuticals, a big old company out of Basel, Switzerland. I worked for Novartis for 30 years, and they treated me okay, and I treated them okay, and then retired, and here I am.
Right.
Retired, and then Alvin called me and gave me another job, second job.
Right.
You know.
What you show up in is not what matters, it's how you show up.
Right.
So if you can articulate from your heart, they'll forget what you got on.
Because a lot of people want to Google medicine now.
Yes.
And it's very difficult.
It is. Would you Google if you had some sort of ailment that you were curious about?
I'm an epidemiologist by training.
Okay,
so.
fair. So you know.
Folks, what are your credentials? And sometimes you have to pull them out and say, okay, here's this degree, here's that. You're like, oh, okay, maybe we should listen to you.
We're going to build a $40 million facility that allows parents to sleep better at night.
You know, I was watching this thing on PTSD, and they were talking about people in war, and they were like, you know, human beings are not wired to perennially be on alert, you know, in a state of alert.
Right,
and that's what happens when you're at war.
Yeah, your cortisol level continues to go up, the adrenaline gland.
And that's what's happening to Black people.
At Park Duval Community Health Centers, we believe healthcare is for everybody, everywhere. Our 7 locations across Kentucky provide affordable, high-quality care no matter your income. We are Park Duval.
You finish up work at pharmaceuticals, but all of a sudden, all of your accolades begin to catch up.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me, how has UK treated you since you left?
Well, let me put it this way. UK has been good to me because I can call them and say, this is what I need. I got it. You know, they've never refused me of anything I've asked them to do. You know, if I say I want tickets to a football game, my wife and I would sit on the 3rd row in the stadium. Basketball, I told them I'm not sitting in nosebleed heaven. I paid my dues.
Right.
All right.
Right.
We sit down on the lower level, you know, and I can't complain. I think UK is really taking care of a lot of the athletes when they come out of school. And I think that's a privilege that a lot of kids can't see when they've been recruited to go to school.
Right.
Okay. I went to UK because I knew that somebody had to bust that glass ceiling for all these other brothers coming in there.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about your name being honored by UK.
That was
They built the stadium, right?
they built a new indoor track facility.
Okay.
that very emotional. I didn't know it. They gave me a call and said, "Would you come to Lexington?" And we go to this guy's office by the name of Joe Kraft, and I'm sitting in Joe's office, and Joe's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he says, "Jim, we got to get this done." And he says, "I'm putting up $7 million of my own money to have it done." The facility cost about $40 million, and the African American coach there, Lonnie Green, I was at the trustee board meeting, and they said, "Whose name should go in the building?" He says, "Nobody's but Jim Green," and it's history. You know,
How did that make you feel?
absolutely fantastic, because I knew that I gave my all to the University of Kentucky, not only in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, but all over the world when you carry that blue and white with you. You know,
And what did you say about all the haters? Because a lot of people from Louisville.
I don't care about what people say about me. My mother always said, you know, when somebody's talking about you, letting somebody else rest.
Right.
And I don't believe in getting into this hatred thing. And, you know, it's like this. I have great friends that went to U of L, and they're going to be my friends. I have great friends that went to Western.
Yeah.
Going to be my friends. And I don't believe in this rivalry thing, the way people get into it.
Yeah.
Because the athletes, we get along fantastically.
Right.
I think today you'll see some of those guys playing golf in this golf scramble.
Yeah.
You know.
So talk to me about this golf scramble. What is the intent about the Jim Green Golf Classic?
Well, the intent is to raise the money to give to our kids at the Jefferson County Public Schools. This is all charitable.
Okay.
They don't make it Inc. is all charitable. The money we make, we'll pay our expenses. The money that's left over, we'll give it to the fraternity. Fraternity run the charitable arm or whatever they want to do with it, you know. That's been the beauty of it. And the beauty of it is that the sponsors, I mean, everybody out west, nobody said no.
Right.
You know, and,
Right.
and this is what as I say again, go back to those UK guys. I call them up and say, this is what I need.
Right.
And you got it.
Right.
You know, but this is not Jim Green's golf scramble. This is Omega Psi Phi fraternity's golf scramble. We're all brothers. We're all in this together. It's like anything we do is brotherhood. You know, anything. You know, and I'm a great believer of being my brother's keeper.
You know, well, it's definitely been a pleasure. We should do this again.
Well, if you want to, I'm here.
It's definitely a pleasure to be with a legend.
Always my pleasure. Well, I don't think myself as a pleasure. It's a legend. I always think I'm one of God's kids, and He gave me a gift and a talent to use.
And you use.
And I tell all kids, if you got a gift and a talent, to use it.
Use it.
You know.
This concludes our show for today. Dedicate yourself to a cause or a mission that will outlast you. Have a good rest of your afternoon.